Okay guys, so this video is tricky to make, it's quite hard to make because in this video I'm going to be very authentic. I'm going to talk about the trades that I'm not proud of, the trades that I've lost so far this December. I'll show you my P&L right now, or my trades for the week so far, or this month so far. You can see that there's a couple wins, but then there's losing days. The losing days are bigger than the winning days, and it's due to mistakes that I'm making. So this video is set to show you that even though you are profitable, you've been doing this for a while, your psychology can still go south and you will make mistakes, and those mistakes will cost you. Now, these are the type of videos that I figured would be helpful to you guys because it's not really speak about wins and how it's all going well. Losses are very important, and you can see exactly how I'm going to bounce back from this loss. I'm going to deep dive into everything. I'm going to show you guys the trades. If I do have some of the live trades, I will show you guys as well. Maybe if I recorded them or something like that, I'll show you guys. Also, this video is sponsored by Prop for Match, but more on that later. So here's the first trade. This trade actually happened today. I'm really not proud of it because on this trade, I took a loss earlier today, right? I took a loss earlier today, as you can see right here. The first trade, in fact, was fair enough. I followed the playbook, everything was fine. I'm not mad at this, right? This was a very clean trade I will always take. It lost. However, on my broker now, or on the account that I took it on rather, because this pips was so small, I lost more than I should. So I was meant to raise 500 on this trade, but instead I lost about 600 and something. So seeing this now affected my psychology because I felt like, okay, if I take another trade, I'm meant to win. However, if I take another trade and risk 500, I'm only going to win 500 and I'm technically still down. So that kind of affected my mentals a little bit. So as a result of this, on the next trade I took, the trade won. However, I was, as you can see in the footage, I was holding a bit longer. I was greedy, right? I was trying to really make it work. Though there's no bias, there's nothing telling me that the trade is going to go to my take profit. So that I'm not proud of. Obviously I didn't know this, not supposed to do so, etc. But I did, right? In the moment of the situation, you end up doing so. And I shouldn't. I should just follow the playbook, left it, and everything will be all good. But I did. Good thing is, those in the Discord group, they left as they should. Fantastic, good stuff. However, I didn't. So I ended up losing this trade because I was hoping for more. Based on other analysis to some degree, but however, it still wasn't my main bread and butter, right? So I ended up losing this trade because I was aiming for a bit more. And then this trade lost, which is sad. So now I'm down to you. And it just spirals from there. It just spirals from there. Because then towards the end of the day, end of London session, there was another trade. And what makes it worse is this trade wasn't even really the playbook too tough. A couple rules were missing, right? It went halfway. It didn't, almost hit TP. However, stopped us out. And then, prices flying back up. So that's 3 losses. That's just unnecessary. I could have ended this day break even. However, now I ended the day with 3 losses, which is really, really poor. Really, really poor on my end. But lesson to learn, all boils down to just follow the system. Whatever you have set, just do it. It's hard to say. Yes, in the moment, I'm not sure what's going wrong, but I guess the catalyst to all of this is the fact that I realized that I lost more than I should, and then I was trying to make back that same amount, and then everything spiraled from there. I will bounce back from this, I know that. Matter of time, the wins is going to overtake the losses eventually. Ultimately, in trading, this can be avoided, honestly, if you just trade futures. And that brings us to the sponsor of this video. When it comes to futures, to know the best futures platform to trade, everything, every data, every information can be found on Prop for Match. Yes, all futures are the same. However, there's different rules, especially if you're on Prop Firm. In fact, futures, Prop Firm is easier to pass. You want to go into Prop for Match, compare every single one, compare their rules, and just pick one. Make sure you understand the rules fully. And the best way to do so, instead of having different websites open, you can do it all in a single place on Prop for Match. Compare every single rule and all the discounts are there. Everything you need is on this one platform. And I use it every single time I'm dabbling with prop firms. It's one of the best ones to exist right now. Make sure you check it out. I'll leave a link in the description of this video for you to check that out as well. Honestly, if I was using futures, wouldn't have had that issue because on futures, the numbers are always exactly how they should. It leads exactly where you should. Everything's always consistent every time. So if you do want to have consistency in your trading, then you want to touch on futures for sure. And this is why I always tell people, if you want to be a good trader, you have to learn from your losses, and the losses have to happen. You can't be a good trader unless you lose. And you might lose either legitimately or you might lose because of mistakes, etc. Let me show you another trade, right? You will see that there were a couple wins that I had as well during the week. That was last week, right? Friday was good. If you look at Tuesday was a very clean trade. I was in Dubai at this time. Very clean trade, boom, bow, bosh. Nice and simple. can proceed. However, on that trade right there that I marked up, I believe I didn't even end up taking it because I missed it. So it's like you miss the winning ones because you're busy at a certain time and you don't show up, and even not showing up is costly. Because when you backtest and you have your data, showing up is part of it. If you don't show up and you miss the winning trades and you show up for the losing trades, it's all part of the maths and you're messing up the entire system. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to get wins back to back. If you miss the wins, eventually price is going to, act differently and you're going to lose, and that's going to affect you. Now on Monday, another 2 losses for the day. Now the issue of Monday is exactly what I was talking about. I didn't show up. So I missed the first winning trade for the day that I could have taken. So I would have taken this winning trade. I missed it. And then I ended up being on the chart for the losing trade, right? Price will consolidate. You're not going to see the consolidation at the time, yada yada. But I took this other trade right here. And then I took the losing trade. And then I took a second trade. And then this was also a losing trade. So I ended up taking the 2 losing trades when I could have just taken the win. If I took this win, let's just say I took another, cool. Worst case scenario on this day, I would have been break even for the day. But again, I ended up the day with 2 losses. So you can already see how if you look at the total P&L right now, instead of losing days, it would have been break-even days, then another break-even, and then the wins will still be there. Now, let's bounce on to Friday. Friday was good, right? Friday, literally every trade was winning. So win right here, another win right here. I believe I took 2 of those. And then we had a few more wins, but I wasn't on charts for these. But price was cooking. Friday, price was absolutely cooking. Now, Thursday, which is another losing day that we need to touch on. Usually 97, in fact 99.9% of the time I'm trading London session. I was in Dubai at this time again, so I didn't trade London session because I was probably busy doing something. Realistically, I should call it a day and only trade a session that you backtest, that you trade. That's the rule. Only trade the one session at a time, the one that you used to. Because I missed this win and I couldn't trade London, I decided to trade New York. To be fair, I was trying to trade New York so I can have some kind of content for you guys as well for the vlog, which is coming very soon. So I ended up trading New York, and I generally don't trade New York. So I took a city trade on DAX. For New York, DAX probably doesn't even move right in New York. It's kind of a London pair. And then I took another trade on NAS as well. Both of them lost, so that's where the 2 losses came. And ultimately, you can see how this boils down to not trading the session you're meant to trade. Actually, entirely, really. Trading the wrong pair at a different session that it doesn't really move at. And just not trading the session that you're always trading. So that's where these 2 losses came from. And the thing about losing, right? Let's talk about losing quickly. The thing about losing is when you lose based on not following your system, it's more annoying than just taking a normal loss. A normal loss based on the playbook is completely fine because you can't avoid those. But the losses that you take outside the system, number one, those affect your psychology more. And those are the small losses that messes up the entire P&L for the month. The month of December has actually been decent. It's been pretty good overall, minus my mistakes. And this video here is to show you guys the mistakes and for me to also take accountability. That's my mistakes, not the market, nothing like that. It's not, someone's hunting for your stop loss, etc. None of that. It's just entirely my mistakes. So these are just a few losses, and the rest of the first week of December are very clean. And those wins were just, fantastic. First week was good. Second week, I don't know if the second week, which is this week right now, is going to be good because I've made too many mistakes. I don't know where my head is at, but I need to reset. Maybe we'll still be able to end the week on a green. There's 2 days left, Thursday and Friday. And I know a lot of people are going to say a lot of rubbish in the comments on Insta because I'm very, very transparent. I'll show you guys everything on my Instagram, especially at Sully's Advice. If you're not following me on there already, follow me on there because I post my trades pretty much daily, or my P&L at least. A lot of people are going to say a lot of was, but we need to be locked in here. So all of that's not going to matter. Ultimately, it's me versus me, and me versus how much I'm making. Now, majority of the losses did come from today. I haven't taken 3 losses in a day in a while, but it's because I took this extra trade I shouldn't have. And all of this started just because of the P&L situation, just because I lost more than I should have. These are my losses. These are the mistakes that I've made, and you can see why they've happened. If you avoid these mistakes, that's when you really become profitable.